What is going on, guys? Devin here, aka Misspelled Rebel, and welcome back to Project Cars, the career mode. Currently, I'm in the Kart 1 Championship still. Have not gotten up to the next stage of kart. I'm going to be racing these. Holy shit, this is loud. Going to be racing these actually in third person rather than first person. Just because the kart, I'm actually really having a hard time, if you guys saw the last video, figuring out where the kart, oh fucking dicks, where the kart actually is. The physics of the kart have not been completely ironed out in Project Cars. They're not bad by any means whatsoever. And I imagine doing the karts, it's kind of difficult. So you're going to get a little bit of jumpiness in the screen, but in first person, like I said, I was just having all kinds of issues because I couldn't see where my four tires were at all times. When we get back into the normal cars, and honestly, maybe when we get into like the super karts, I may end up just switching back to first person, just because I honestly enjoyed that way more. But for some reason, I've just been having an incredibly hard time in these karts staying in first person view. This track is very, very windy. Holy cow. But you can see, like, when you hit those bumps there, your kart scrapes the ground quite a bit. And sometimes it isn't an issue at all. Sometimes you can just kind of keep driving without any issues. You don't feel scrapes except for maybe a little bit of rumble in the controller. Other times the kart just like loses control, which is odd. I've also had an issue too where, and this was in free play, where I was honestly just trying to figure out the mechanics of this game a little bit more. The kart, actually, when you're driving it, I had someone ram into my back end. And then after that, I rammed into the guy in front of me, and my front wheels rode up onto his head, and I was basically riding on my back wheels, and then we both went off into the grass, hit the wall, spun, and it was a huge catastrophe. In real life, I mean, I think I would have chopped him up or whatever. I mean, he would have been effed. I don't know how, yeah, the kart, like I said, the kart just like slid up on top of his back, and most of the kart was like on his shoulders. It was really, really strange. Again, it kind of comes down to the physics not being completely ironed out. But I mean, how do you animate a kart? It's really, really not something easy. However, in order to kind of get through the kart championship so we can get to the good stuff, I'm going to jump cut in between here so that way you're not sitting here watching me just skip in between races. Instead, you're only seeing the good stuff. You did see that whole part right there in between races because it was super short. But when I beat this race, we'll just do another jump cut so that way you don't see me go all the way back into the calendar, find the next race. I fucking hate these quick starts just because of that exact reason. It always starts me headed right into a wall. Let's undercut him on the inside lane. Why did you turn into me? You saw me there. One thing that I would like to see Project Cars kind of add, and this is honestly me being spoiled from Dirt Rally, because Dirt Rally is so good, especially for what it is, like a game that's not really meant to be anything big. I think they just kind of threw it out there hoping it would stick. But I really wish that your cockpit, your crew, your team or whatever, or actually your crew chief, would talk to you a little bit more. You, like, especially when I'm in first person, I don't know, holy fuck. I don't know if there's a guy coming up on my inside or on my outside, or if I should let him pass or try and box him out. I have no idea. I have to kind of make that call on the fly. Whereas I really like, you know, Dirt Rally, they're telling me all the turns and stuff like that. I don't need them to tell me the turns here. I can see the turns clear as day. Although I haven't done night racing yet, so maybe I won't be able to see it clear as day. But I would really like it if my crew chief, instead of just saying, oh, that was a good lap, you shaved 3 seconds or something like that, I would really like it if my crew chief would kind of tell me, hey, you got a car on your inside, let him pass, or hey, you got a car trying to ease by on your outside, box him out. That would be kind of a cool feature, just that way I can avoid those stupid body collision penalties and all that kind of stuff, because I am not about that. I also need to figure out too, I think for my next video, if you guys have any opposition to this or you would prefer it, let me know down in the comments below. But I think in the next video here, I'm going to try and okay, like right there, I just for no reason just started kind of almost spinning. I have no idea why. The car just has a mind of its own. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below for the next video if you would like to see me do it with the HUD off. Because honestly, there's a lot of stuff. I really only need the... Actually, I don't even need speedometer because I'm playing an automatic in the karts just because they're really hard to figure out when to shift. But I really don't need to... Okay. I didn't think I was actually going to hit that. I really don't need anything except for my mirror. I don't really need to see the map. I can kind of just read it as I go. I don't need to know my position. I can, well, actually position would be nice, so that way I can see if I need to push it a little bit harder, or if I can ease up a little bit and just try and race clean. But other than that, I mean, like my speedometer and all that stuff, I really don't need all that much. Driving in automatic. Later on here, when we switch into the normal cars, you know, your GT cars and stuff like that, I will need a speedometer just a little bit, so that way I can actually try and attempt to drive it in manual. Although with a controller, I've found driving in manual to be immensely hard. Just because, like, default, I think they make the shift up and down LB and RB, and then obviously your brake is RT and LT. I'm using an Xbox One controller, by the way, if you're wondering. So it is kind of immensely hard for me to use. You need 4 index fingers, and it just does not feel comfortable. Fuck lumber. Fuck lumber. I don't know. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's late. It's not late. I don't know. I'm out of it. Alright, yeah, like I said, we'll jump cut to the next race here. Alright, we are back here at Glencairn in the UK. We actually do have a slightly overcast day, which is interesting. We haven't really had this. For the most part, it's been incredibly sunny and just perfect. So I'm wondering if we're going to get any kind of precipitation or not. Don't know why I sung that part, but yeah. Wonder if we're going to get... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Get on the fucking track. I wonder if we're going to get... Fucking A, what are you doing? Oh my god, I should just be... There it is, right there. That's where you kind of ride up on the other guy in front of you. God, I should be DQ'd from this race. That was horrendous. I was off the track for like half the... Look at that. Oh, man. I think honestly you can get stuff on your tires and it really does affect you, because like I can feel I got a lot of rumble in my controller, and I feel like I don't have as smooth of control over the car as I do when I like fresh start it. Whoa! Holy cow, we jumped that corner. When you hit the apex in the karts, it's not a good thing. You bottom out your kart pretty easily. Like you can see that scraping coming off, taking you on the inside. What the fuck was that? I think, honestly, what I think happens with, like, why the physics... Like that, right there. What the fuck was that? I think what happens with the... Would you go again? With the physics right there is that, like, it feels like you should be able to bounce it like a normal car. So that's kind of like what it tries to do. But instead, you know, you have these tiny little micro tires and a small frame. So, like, it feels like it wants to give you the same physics that a normal car does, but it just can't, you know, it doesn't have that huge body to work with, so it just kind of makes you bounce enormously, you know, you get that huge height, and that really messes you up. Okay, we're going to finish in 3rd place here. I have no right getting 3rd place for that race. I mean, it is what it is. We're going to have to see what happens in the next race. Hopefully I can pull out a better decision. Alright, we're going for the rolling start here. Overall, I still do have a lot more points than other people do. Which is a good thing. Alright, here we're because it's going to give me a green right. Here we're going to undercut this corner and see if we can get a little bit of a better position. It helped a little bit, not too much. However, oh man. This course with all these, oh shit, like, oh my god, like that right there. I have no clue what the fuck, okay. I just, yeah, cut the course immensely. Why do you pull? You saw that, like, I tapped his tire. I'm trying to turn left. I tapped his tires and my tires just rode up onto his and I could not get them off. You're stuck like that. You can hit the brakes, you can hit the gas, it doesn't matter. You're just on him until you hit something, which really sucks. This course with all these bends and stuff like that, it's just really difficult in these karts. What the, okay. No clue whatsoever what that was. I hate this course. This course is going to end up dropping me in points. I'm going to have a hard time. We do have 2 more laps. We have this one. We have 1 more after this to try and regain better position here. But I just don't know if it's going to happen because this car loses traction a lot on these little simple crests just like that. Like right there. That was an easy hill. That was something that I should not have had an issue with. But just the slightest little lift off in these karts and you completely lose traction and lose control. So now we got to try and fight our way up from 5th. And that doesn't help at all. Right there. There it is. Right there. There it is. You hit him and then your kart just rides up on top. No clue why that happens. If that happened, God fucking damn it. I've done that on all of the turns in this race. I have... Oh man, I've really been outclassed in this race. This race has been horrendous so far. What the fuck? I don't know. I honestly don't know what's going on with the cart. It's got a mind of its own. It's just spinning and bouncing and hopping and so much shakiness and so little control. It's really rough. I'm gonna fucking dicks. I'm gonna fight to try and get up here into second place and see if we can finish with a somewhat respectable position. But I don't know if we're gonna be able. There we go. We can cut third off our podium. I don't know why when you hit them you stick, but whatever. Oh shit, dicks. Fucking dick faces. And that's the finish right there. I finished in 5th. Man, that does not make me happy. That was just a horrendous race. I'm not going to restart it. I'm just going for it, man. We still have top in points. We shouldn't have a hard time. Yeah, we're up by 14 points here. It's not a big deal. It really, really grinds my gears. But let's go ahead and we'll jump on into the next race here. Alright, for this one here, we are at Chesterfield in the UK. A lot of these maps actually in the UK. I do believe that the Project Cars team, the team that made the game, is from the UK or based in the UK. I'm not entirely sure on that fact. Do not quote me, but I'm pretty sure that's the thing. So they included a lot of their hometown tracks, which is good because that means they can get hands-on, eyes-on with the tracks. I mean, they don't think that they only have UK tracks, because they don't. They have a ton of tracks in this game, as will be made clear as we start to progress through the career. I did do a little bit of free mode. I might do a video on the free mode, honestly, or online, because it is a lot of fun. The only big problem I have with online is the people. The online community right now is still kind of small because the game actually hasn't launched in the US yet. It should be launching coming up here in like a couple days, or maybe it just launched. So the online community is still pretty small, and for the most part it's filled with dicks. Well, I didn't mean to say dicks there, but yeah, it is filled with dicks. People who love to just... Okay, off the track. People who love to just ram you right off the starting gate. It's so frustrating because you try and race clean, you try and race with no body contact whatsoever, and then you end up getting pitted halfway through the first turn or something like that. It's just really, really frustrating. Especially, like, I'm trying to take this game serious because this is a serious racing sim, and when you have people who just want to fuck around and try and fuck other people's games up, it gets to be a little frustrating. But these kart races, you can kind of blow through these really, really quickly, which is nice because I am not as big of a fan of them as I thought I was going to be. These kart races are a bit more difficult to really just kind of keep a handle on. The karts are just so frustrating to try and control. As you saw, I mean, 2 races ago, I was ready to throw my controller. That race was pissing me off. But let's see. Don't ride up on him. Give him room. And we collided, but that's not a big deal. See if we can cut these corners beautifully. There we go. That's how you're supposed to hit those corners. You know, left, right, left on the apex. However, in a kart, if you're doing that, I mean, there's a really good chance right there that I was going to spin out. I was hoping I wasn't going to, and it paid off. But, you know, just for future reference, I need to be a little bit more careful on the apex. Because again, 2 races ago, you saw you hit that apex and it can send your car almost airborne and spinning. So that's just something you gotta be careful with. This car does not like bumps, does not like crests or hills or any of that stuff. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And we are at -5 seconds, I believe, on our lap time, which is good. Which, yeah, right there, 5 seconds. We're making really good time. Really good time. There we go. Good turns, good turns. Again, I wish my crew chief was talking to me a little bit more, but that's okay. Honestly, you have to give it to the team. You have to give it to the team who made this game, because this game is not only beautiful, but you have a lot of cars, a lot of different manufacturers, sponsorships. You have a lot of courses. Like I said, I will show you in the future here all the different course options, just in case you don't have a chance to actually get your hands on this game for yourself. It's got online play. This game has a lot of good stuff going for it. And honestly, if somehow Project Cars and Dirt Rally could mate and have a baby, and just basically make it like Project Rally, where it's still Project Cars. You can do all this fun stuff, but they also have rally tracks where you are like super serious and they give you all the pace notes and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of make that like a feature in the game. That game would be so good. That would be like the ultimate race game. Joe Brentley. That's pretty cool. That's actually really, really cool. I didn't know that they could do stuff like that. Alright guys, unfortunately I am going to have to end the video here. Thank you for watching. If you did, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe if you would like to see some more, and we'll be back here next time with some more Project Cars. But until then, peace!